What's it
like to be looking forward to your 90th birthday?
Oh, I think it's really wonderful. I'm enjoying every minute of it. Yeah, really looking forward to it and having all the family there. It's going to be great.
Do you remember, Nan, when you were about 7 or 8 years old?
Yes, I do. Pretty well. My life was pretty well mapped out for me, really. I enjoyed little things then. You know, I was born in Scotland and had a very strict father, and he reared us in very, very strict lines, not allowed to do this and not allowed to do that, but to keep the Sabbath day as Sunday. And it was it was very strict, very strict.
What happened when you were about 7 or 8?
When I was about 7 or 8, I remember the thing that happened that stuck out in my mind was the Boer War. That was what I told you before. That really stuck out. That was the big thing in my life then. I've carried it with me for a long time.
What do you remember of it?
Well, I remember this lady, a neighbour of ours, her husband getting taken away, and she had 5 children. And it was really heartbreaking, you know, to see all these men going away at that time and never coming back.
Of course, you sent 6 sons to the Second World War.
Yes, that's right. And they all came back, and there were 3 of them wounded, not badly wounded, but wounded in the Second World War. But they were all come back, and they're all in good positions now and in good health. Very good.
When you first went to New Zealand, of course you were looking for work, or father was.
Yes, he was looking for work, and he was a handyman, very, very good, you know, and the latest truck on the road was the Morris, the Ford was it? Ford, and he got a job with the Borough Council, and the men there tried him out pretty hard, but they got this new truck, a Willis, that was the name of the truck, a Willis. So they asked him if he could handle it, and he said yes. And the men at the side thought, you know, he was just throwing off a bit, show off. And he said, yes, I'll handle it. So he just stepped in and drove it out the yard, and that was it. He was on the Borough Council for quite a few years, and that was what he was doing, driving the Willis truck for the Borough Council.
What was it? Tell us about the time you tried to drive a car.
Oh dear, that was a dreadful thing in my life. My husband and my nephew came up that morning to attend to his garden. It was about half a mile away from where we lived. And he said to my husband, he said, Uncle Tom, would you like to come with me and see how the the potatoes are getting on? And he said, I'd love to come. And we had an old Ford at the time, and he looked after it no end. It was just kept in perfect order. So my nephew's 3 children were left with me to look after them while he had gone to see this crop of potatoes. And I said to the children, well, how would you like to have a ride in Uncle Tom's car? And they said, oh, that would be great, So I said, I got the 3 children, didn't know a thing about it, and got in behind the wheel, and I put my foot down on the accelerator, whatever it was, and started to turn the wheel, and the thing moved, and with a big long lane, and it moved on. And the next thing it got out of control. And the thing went up the bank and knocked a tree, a big tree, a huge big tree, right over. And you could hear it going down, you know, the tree falling. I thought, my goodness, what has happened? So the tree fell, and we had a terrible job to get it put up again. We had to gather logs of wood and bits of brick and stones and everything to get it propped up again. But we got it. And I said to the children, not a word to your Uncle Tom. Don't tell him it. I knocked the tree over. I'll never get taken in a car again. So they didn't. Years after, my niece, we were out there for dinner one night, my niece said, did Aunt Mary tell you about the tree falling over at Uncle Tom? And he just got such a shock, he just couldn't speak. I said, the tree. He said, I thought the tree was getting old and a few brown bits on it. And he said, I said to her, oh, I think our old tree has had it. And I said, no, it's just got wet feet.
Tell me now, what was it like to bring up all those sons and a daughter? 7 sons and 1 daughter?
Yeah. I loved every minute of it, and I would start all over again. I loved every minute of it, and I had my hard times and sad times, and one makes up for the other, and I just loved every minute of it. And I would say it again, I would start all over again.
So if you had your time again,
Yes.
what would you like to have been different?
What would I have liked to have been?
Different.
Well, I was always aiming to be an actress.
You were.
I wanted to be on the stage when I was young. I was good at singing and dancing and all these sort of things, but my father was so strict, he wouldn't hear of that. That was out of the question. Wouldn't be allowed.
Well, Anne, would you like to...
I think I've missed my vacation.
Yes, we think you did too. Why don't you recite for us All the World's a Stage?
Now,
Yes, right now.
all this world's a stage. That's what Shakespeare once said, and you'll find it's very, very true. An act of success might turn one's head and think, without him we can't do. But there's none in this race that we can't replace, from old age to youth in his teens. For instance, a sight I witnessed one night in a theatre behind the scenes. The bellboy was shouting intense, the play to commence, when the star cried, wait, I'm just a little bit late. But that curtain went up and the show was great. I'll never be ready, the star loudly cried. Well, I wouldn't worry, the bellboy replied, and if you're displeased, you can pack up and get. The show will go on just the same, never fret. And there's another fellow waiting to take your place. He knows every move, every line in your face. This show don't depend on you to exist. And if you're not here, well, you'll never be missed. And now it's just the same in our everyday life. Each one of us want an important role. And in striving for wealth, you sacrifice your health, all just to reach a high goal. And when your wealth you've attained and your purpose you've gained, you're just like the fool in the play. You think without your presence, this world wouldn't last, not a day. But just when you've made a big start, you might suddenly be called to depart. Your absence, in fact, will break nobody's heart. So always be ready to pack up and get. The show will go on just the same, never fret. And there's another fellow waiting to take your place. He knows every move, every line in your face. This show don't depend on you to exist. And if you're not here, well, you'll never be missed. And there are ones who are born pounds foolish and some penny wise, but 6 feet of earth makes us all the same size. That's true, isn't it?
Yes.
It's very, very true. We strive and we struggle for something, and just when you're enjoying it, you're cut away, and that's it.
Except there are some grand exceptions, aren't there? Just like you.
Yeah.